Ka Koa Pau. This is Kaiopua 5, once again with the Kauwe Foundation, bringing another segment of Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future. Again, another segment here on Kauwe, and overlooking, well, we'll tell you what we're overlooking here during our conversation with Chris Kauwe, the fellow who's got his back turned to everybody right here as he's looking out over the valley. Chris, mahalo nui for showing up. Glad you took some time to come in and say hi to us. We've been wanting to get together with you for quite a while, but you know, we go back a ways, back in the dark ages when we were doing Kanaka Hawaii News out of Hawaii here on Kauwe. Chris was producing that, and during that phase, you were you were actually an employee of Hawaii, yeah?
Employee of Hawaii, yeah. And then I did the Kanaka Hawaii News.
That went on for a couple of years, huh?
Yeah, a couple of years. Shot, edited,
no
money, just to kind of get the word out.
Yeah, that was a good experience. Yeah. And things have come along now to where we have a distribution network, and we're putting things up online, and a lot of these interviews wind up being available to see at any time around the world. People can go up and take a look at them. So I didn't want to get you tongue-tied or anything, because some people are intimidated, you know, because people all over the world could be watching you and listening to every word that you have to say.
Hanging on every word that I say.
Yeah, just hanging.
It's so important what I'm going to say.
But anyway, so when you finally got burned out, fried on the 24-hour editing issues, you kind of moved on to some other things and projects around the island, and just into all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Still got a hand in
Still do some video. So.
Still do some video. Yes, do some video. And still do
when you want to.
Yes,
huh?
when I want to. at my leisure, like once a month.
Yeah.
But I really get to pick now the issues that I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, usually they're fun, or else they're really things that I think that
informative.
That are going to have some impact.
Yeah. Like impact, like what?
Like
what is impact for you?
Like impact for me is like, okay, so for example, I helped Kalakahi Myers, Willie Myers, do his campaign. He was running for the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Mm-hmm. And we did a little meeting. The guy ain't got no money. He's like full on grassroots. No money. Yeah. So I shot a couple of segments for him, of stuff, put it up on the internet, on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, that's a good thing.
Willie's running. I mean, and just to try to inform people about what his platform was.
Yeah.
You know, so me and him sat down for a month. Yeah. And just kind of trying to come up with some innovative ideas, something new to present to the people, you know, as a reason to vote for him.
Right.
Oh my God.
How'd you do?
He didn't win, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's not really the point. The point is that we came up with some new kind of ideas. At least I think they're new.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it's already. I mean, as you look around, things are already heading in that direction. And this is just the articulation of an idea. And I think, and I was trying to remember it because that was like a couple months ago that we did it. So
well,
anyway,
you know what it sounds to me? Did you guys start the thing that Barack Obama picked up on, using the internet and emails?
No.
Can you take credit for that?
No, I can't.
No. Okay.
But what we're going to take credit for is direct benefits.
Yeah. What do you mean by direct benefits?
I mean like direct benefits. It's like, what do I mean by direct? What do you think direct benefits means to Hawaiians? Okay.
Direct benefits? I don't know. First thing you think about is money. Programs funded, education programs funded, federal funded.
Not necessarily. Okay, well, so I was thinking something even more useful to all Hawaiians.
Like what?
Like when you go to the airport.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that's ceded lands, right? You drive to the airport.
Well, some people call them seized lands, but
seized lands, whatever. Seized lands, right? You know, there's still these quasi claims on these lands, right? How come I gotta pay $15 or $7 a day for parking? Why do you pay? Why do you pay?
Is that a benefit?
That could be an example of a direct benefit.
Yeah.
Say you didn't have to pay this. Say you had a little card
Mm-hmm.
that says, okay, you're a Hawaiian, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Coco, by blood, you've been here this long, and you're entitled to these benefits, right?
Yeah.
Which the legislature acknowledges, because hell, we get 20% of the, supposedly 20% of the
Proceeds from
the seized lands, right?
Yeah. So that's a benefit, potential benefit.
Potential benefit. Direct benefit. Doesn't go through the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Doesn't go through my mom, my dad. That comes right to me. If I'm registered, if I'm on this, whatever the hell if there has to be a list, which I'm sure there's going to have to be, I'm on the list, I get the benefit directly. That's one. It was amazing. We were thinking like, yeah, can you imagine?
Parking.
Parking, free parking.
What about educational benefits? Kanaka's get a little bit of edge on that.
University of Hawaii.
Yeah.
University of Hawaii is on ceded lands too, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
It's so easy to track the thing if we just go to the ceded lands, which is
seized lands.
Seized lands.
Yeah.
Seized, ceded.
So that's what you mean by direct benefit.
I mean like direct.
Yeah.
Because if they're
no paperwork, no keeping track of anything.
No keeping track. We get a little card, and whether or not you belong, whether or not we register with, a lot of people don't like the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. But in lieu of some other entity that's in existence, right now they're it. Till somebody else steps forward as a group, as a real group.
What other benefits? What other benefits do you think about? Fishing licenses, hunting licenses.
Yes, yeah. That's a good. The fishing license actually.
Access to controlled areas.
There's a big issue on Oahu right now with Hawaiians camping, overnight camping. If you had the card,
yeah,
brah, the DLNR rangers aren't going to come out and hassle you, because you're spending the night at Kaena Point fishing with your kids.
Yeah.
Because they've been cleaning up the beaches, trying to get people off the beaches, homeless people, but they're blending that, they're bleeding that over into fishing, which is a cultural right. That's a direct benefit.
Traditional cultural
practices, exactly.
Well, that's interesting.
So that
So this was kind of part of the platform of.
This is the platform, and that Willie had. Of course, nobody really heard it, because everybody's if you got more money, it's whoever's got the most money, has got the loudest voice, right?
Yeah, even the Office of Hawaiian Affairs is costing you some bucks to run for that.
And that's a whole other trip with the voting, which is a whole other issue. How come all the islands get the vote for who's going to represent Kauwe at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs? I have an issue with that.
Well, because all the votes are on Oahu.
Exactly. That's a whole other thing. But anyway, back to the direct benefits. Because I don't want to open up too many cans of worms here, man. Because you open these cans, right?
Sure. Yeah.
That's easy to do.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're going to open a can, you like to try to get the worms out and use them for something. Like in this case, fishing.
Before you open the next can.
Exactly. Before we try to open the next can. Okay.
Yeah.
In order to get something like that actually recognized, to the broad public, everybody's sitting out here. I think one of the easiest ways to do it, and the broad-reaching ways, is through legislation, which is a whole nother can of worms, because...
Here goes another next can.
Exactly, here goes the next can.
Well...
But then legislation, I think, is, it's important, and I don't see why the legislature wouldn't support something like parking.
Well, I'll give you one reason, and it has to do with the state budget and lack of funds and down economy and deriving the greatest financial benefit from everything that exists in Hawaii.
Absolutely fine.
That's what it comes down to. How can you milk the last nickel out
of the dead cow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I think is, and this is where that I learned that, man. It's a great idea. If it doesn't happen now, in the next 1-2 years, it may die, but it'll resurface again. And that's the beauty of you know, that
Well, you got to
whole
start
mile. The whole mile,
Yeah.
you keep going. And if I can't get it done, you know, it may, so the thing dies.
Well,
Okay?
you know, what do they say? I mean, if you want to start something, you got to figure invest in 5 years at least into,
Minimum.
you know, come back again, and keep coming back. So, well, maybe you got an idea on that. How are you gonna draft any proposed legislation to put forward? Do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna start. We're me and Kellikai are gonna start. We're gonna go to the legislature actually in January. We've already made contact with our legislator
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Not Gary Hoosier yet.
No.
But we just, I talked to Tokioka Jimmy
Yeah.
on the golf course down there a couple of weeks ago. And
Yeah.
actually, I haven't hit him with this idea yet, but I talked to him about this one.
And this one being.
Which one being the restoration of Menehune Fish Pond. Ale Coco Fish Pond.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, yeah, I know this is a kind of another can of worms.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in order to get something like this done, I mean, it's like, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, for people who don't know where we are, this is a Kipu Range here. And going back that way, you keep going around and you get to the airport, Kalapaki Bay. Kipu Range, Mount Haupu up there. And this is a river. What's the name of this river here?
Hulea.
Hulea River. And then this is Alikoki Fish Pond. And you can still see the configuration, but
you can't
it looks
see
like there needs to be a little clearing done
yeah,
down there.
you can't see the wall. And you know, it's interesting. I did a little research. I am by no means an expert on any of this stuff. I just did a little bit of research.
Yeah. A little bit of information is really dangerous.
This is a very and this is the largest inland freshwater fish pond in the state.
Yeah.
Because most of the fish ponds are located on the ocean.
Sure.
A lot of fish ponds that are located on the ocean have received funds over the last 10 years. They've been rebuilt, restored. They're being used. You know.
Big time bucks.
How come this one no?
Yeah. Well, not because nobody picked up the flag and started running. That's
started running.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the flag has been picked up. Now I anticipate several stumbles along the way.
Yeah.
And that's all par for the course. It's the same thing, you know. I mean, it's a
started.
great idea. I mean, how could it not be a great idea? Because the idea is to restore, preserve, perpetuate.
Maybe sustainable
Exactly.
resource, maybe.
And that's part of perpetuation. You know, because if we just did restore to preserve, then the thing becomes a museum piece. I mean, we're not using it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The idea is to perpetuate so that we can use it. And I'm talking we, the Hawaiian people. If you come down, this is the way I envision. You come down here, you work. You help clean the wall. Well, baby, you get a little bit of, you know, what we
A little
harvest.
mahele
right?
there, yeah.
Mahele, right.
Little share.
You get a share. You, your family, thereby we start feeding our community, the Hawaiian community.
What kind of, you have any idea what kind of fish they would have raised here during the,
well, I mean,
when it was in its heyday? And that's another question. I wonder when this thing was under its greatest productivity, you know? Because it took a lot of...
Prior to, I would
Western
think
contact.
1850s, like that, highest production. I mean, because it was still, I mean, we were just talking earlier, right? It was still in good form. Hell,
Well,
60s, in the 60s.
Yeah. We were talking about maybe 15 so years ago when all of this mangrove stuff wasn't even here.
Yeah.
That it just blossomed up, but that's some major stuff to deal with there, you know.
Yeah. But you know, see, the way I understand how things work too is that, you know, you just got to do one little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You do one little bit.
Yeah.
1 square foot, another square foot.
Yeah.
You keep doing that. Next thing you know, you'll have 20 square feet.
Well, we were talking about that in a couple other contexts on some of the other segments. You know, eating the elephant one bite at a time.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is a huge project. Not impossible. Definitely not possible by me alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a group of people, and that's what we're doing now. We've already got. I know you talked to Malia. She already wrote us a letter of support for for the idea of doing this.
Oh, Kauwe School, yeah.
School, yes.
Yeah. Well, it would be quite a project for the students too. I mean, we're talking about a long-term commitment. Of course, they're still struggling to get their campus and their facility, their infrastructure together over there. But she mentioned that a lot of their time is not spent in the classroom, the tents over there. It's spent out in the, in the environment.
Which to me, it's right. You learn the language not by sitting in the classroom talking. No. It's actually in the process of doing stuff. Then the language seeps in. And this is perfect to me. This is perfect right here. Boom.
Have you put down anything as far as a plan or where to start at, or are you just talking about it right now?
We see the plan for me to put down. I mean, I got a plan in my head. I mean, we got a plan written down, but it's really not for me to do that. It's for the group, and I understand that because it's not, like I said, it's not. I just get the great honor, if I get the honor of being the person who inseminates the thing. But it ain't me that's going to raise it or clean it. Not me alone. It's going to be everybody on this damn island.
Yeah, you got to be. You got to sell the project to a whole bunch of people.
Sell the project to the legislature, to the people in this community right here. The Office of Hawaiian Affairs, because the idea is to
state
buy
government.
this thing. Yeah, the state government, exactly. The idea is to buy this. This thing was for sale. They wanted $12 million. They had it up for sale for like 10 years.
Who's title holder of record here? Do you know?
Title holder of record is the Okada Trucking.
Really?
Yes.
And they're the ones who had it up for sale. Huh?
That's the ones who had it up for sale. Yeah. It's like 54 acres here, and then an additional. I don't know what, some other amount, but it's
this whole area.
Yeah, this whole area right here.
So they had it up for sale, and you said there's something about some developer was talking about putting a restaurant down there?
Yeah, they wanted to, they had an idea to build a restaurant on the side here. Because you're allowed one building, so they want to build a restaurant,
Oh, because of the
zoning.
The zoning? So what is it? Ag or what?
Conservation.
Conservation. Oh my goodness.
Because this all is abutting,
the river, huh?
Yeah, the river conservation district all across all of here. I think the zoning. I don't want to get like I know everything.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the.
You're the idea man.
Yeah.
Conceptualize it.
Conceptual.
Well, I can see.
Everybody, the way I figure it's like making a lei. I mean, I could see all the flowers. I could see all the stuff.
Yeah.
The idea is just string the lei.
Yeah. Get them together, huh?
Get them together. Buy this thing.
Well, this is a long-term one. What are you doing with yourself? Last time I saw you, you were down surfing. You had a surfing canoe.
I still do that.
I told you I was in Texas a couple of years ago, and I would turn on the television in the morning, and you're surfing with a pig down at Poipu.
With a pig, yeah.
Yeah.
I still, practice my the cultural practices. I'm a cultural practitioner.
Sure.
So Papahe Nalu and then Va'analu and
Lua.
And we don't talk about that in public. Though, we still try to keep that a little quiet.
Right. We'll just disregard that. Anybody who's paying attention, disregard that. But I mean, how are you occupying yourself? Day to day. What are you up to?
Day to day, that working with the visitor industry. Doing surfing lessons, doing canoe rides. That's plenty.
Oh, okay. So you're still down there.
Well, still down South Shore. I still do surf lessons.
Down on the water, Kahakai.
Yep, in the water.
Yeah.
Teasing the tourists.
Teasing the tourists. Well, let's see. One of the times, I don't know if it was last summer or summer before last, when we were out at Nuololokai, and you were in that retinue of canoes that came around. The
paddling,
the wahine who was making the circumferencing all of the islands, each one of them.
Yeah, Donna.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting trip there for us when you guys stopped in.
Yeah, I still, I still do that. I mean, I paddle. We're having a race actually tomorrow, OC1 race, which is a down the coast race. It's gonna be like 8 miles. So I still participate.
8 mile from Kalapaki?
On the South Shore. No. On
No?
the South Shore at Kauwe
Yeah.
Harbor to Salt Pond.
Oh.
This is about 8 miles. 8, 10 miles. I don't know how long it's been.
Well, it's been pretty flat out there the last couple of days. Look pretty good.
Yeah, but not now, man.
No.
There's like the wind is. It's like
oh, they're getting ready for you.
They're getting ready. It's about 8-foot seas, open
Yeah.
ocean seas, wind swell. So it's going to be a great race.
Yeah.
A lot of surfing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my day to day.
Well, let's see. You're gonna have the wind with you coming up.
It's at our back,
Right,
so we'll be getting pushed right down.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So you're still doing the Ocean Man stuff down there. Are you still using the canoe as a canoe?
Still use a canoe. I use a canoe down here at Kalapaki.
Yeah.
I take tourists out, give them a thrill.
Yeah. You surf in with it?
Surf in with the canoe.
Is it the same one you had all this time?
The same one I
You must
had
have
all
to
the
patch
time.
it up a couple times. Huh?
Several times. I've had to rebuild that thing twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's been a good piece of equipment there for you. So you got to trailer it down. You come down here, huh?
Trailer.
Also?
No, I leave it down here. I just leave it on the beach.
Oh, you leave one here?
It's a cultural right, man.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
get to leave the canoe right on the beach. I've had people complain about it,
Yeah.
and we don't move the canoe.
Yeah.
And then the DLNR comes down and they talk to me,
Yeah.
and they tell me, you shouldn't have this canoe on the beach. And I tell them, gosh, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's
I
my
gotta do it.
cultural right, and I don't touch it. And
I
then
got to
they-
do it.
And then they leave me alone. That's part of the thing too. I learned, just because they say that I can't do it,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I can't.
No.
And I think it's important that
And just because they say it doesn't mean it's right,
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
or that they really have the authority.
exactly. So I just, I'm a peace-loving person.
You know?
I don't, I just don't have to do anything.
Stubborn.
I'm You just stay right here.
So you don't have the canoe then out at Poipu anymore then?
Actually, I do.
Oh,
I have
you got
one.
two of them then.
I got one out there, and I got one over here.
Tourism industry. Hope they keep coming.
Yeah.
When they're here, they're here.
When they're here. It's
Yeah.
great, and when they're not, it's fine
Yeah.
too. I got plenty of stuff to keep me, to keep busy.
Well, you're doing any education stuff, because I think you kind of mix some of that in, no? Or no? Or that's a wife, Juliana.
Education, yeah, she's the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, education, not really. I mean, my only other thing that I do outside of, the stuff that we just talked about is I sit on the NHHBC, Native Hawaiian Historic Preservation Council, at Oahu.
For Kauwe.
And
Yeah.
it's once a month.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. Go over there for a day and listen to all the things that are happening around the state.
Mm-hmm. How does that contribute to what you do here on Kauwe, or does it complicate it, or are there benefits? What's the benefits? I mean, you're essentially representing the island, I guess, over there on that. Huh?
Yeah, I'm representing the island. I'm bringing issues that come up that are of importance here to Oahu. But it's a different animal. Kauai is different from Oahu. It's different from Maui.
Yeah.
Different from the Big Island.
Yeah.
So the issues, even though the issues are the same, the way we handle the issues are different.
Yeah.
So not necessarily, the style where the Oahu guys are all, they like to get up and maybe go to war over the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not always the best tactic.
Yeah.
And a lot of times on Kauai, it doesn't happen. If things are taken care of, a lot of times, exactly, inside, under the ground, then all of a sudden everything's okay. Like the last thing with the big one was the big super ferry, right?
Right. Yeah. Were you in the water down there?
My wife was in the water. That was our canoe club. Niumalu Canoe Club was paddling in, stop the ferry.
Yeah.
But that was just, it was funny because that was just like a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
Art, who's the coach, he just went out there,
Yeah.
paddled out in front of the boat and just basically stopped them.
Well, we've talked on several occasions about just how unifying that was. I mean, because we had everybody from all over the island, different socioeconomic strata, different cultural backgrounds, but everybody seemed to be able to get united. And it was just Kauai that opposed it like that.
Exactly, and that was, Maui didn't do that.
No, I thought it was totally appropriate for Kauai. I have some friends I know in America who have come over here to visit, and they just love it. Of course, everybody wants to come here, but one of the things they mentioned, we heard about that super ferry thing, and it's amazing how much that got around, struggle, essentially. I guess it's still going on to some extent, but the truth is coming out now.
Exactly.
You know, some of the unsavory things in the background.
So it was really good that we did stop it.
Yeah, it's major accomplishment. Well, our videos, Chris, you probably know, maybe you don't. I don't even know if you watch any TV anymore. But,
I don't, man, hardly, very little.
We have these videos, and it's mostly to motivate people to get up and do something, you know, get up and do something. Yeah.
Do something.
Get up and do something.
Right or wrong, do it.
Yeah. Find something that you need to do to contribute to the community and start it. Stir it up, stir it up.
Whether you may not be able to finish it in this lifetime, but you know, hey, do something.
That's a good message. That's a good message. Chris, mahalo nui.
Okay, aloha.
Thank you for taking the time. I know you got to get back out to the beach, or whatever you're going to do today. And we'd like to thank you for being here with us. Once again, I'm Kauwe 5 with the Kauwe Foundation. Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future, coming to you by Free Hawaii Broadcasting Network. Till we next see you again, ahui ho, aloha.